Hey guys, so my name is Shankar and in this video I'll tell you about answer mode 10 raised to 9 plus 7 statement that we see often after the problem statement in various competitive programming platforms. So let's get started. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so you never miss an update in future. So in many competitive programming platforms, you must have seen such problem statement that ends with like answer may have large values. So print answer mode this. So what is this value and why we take mode and how we take it? I'll cover all these things now. So firstly, let's understand mode. Suppose I divide A with B. So I get two things, quotient and remainder. So we can write it like Q into B plus R gives A. Okay, so R is basically A mod B. This means what we get as remainder on dividing A by B. I hope the definition of mode is clear to you. Now one thing we can clearly understand that remainder will have range from 0 to B minus 1, because if it even touches B then it won't be like this, it would be like this as R becomes B. So in that case remainder will be 0 and we have this as quotient. So we understand that if R touches B then it becomes quotient. So R must have range from 0 to B minus 1. Okay, now so I can make these two conclusions, that A mod B is like remainder of this division and this can have value from 0. 0 might be there. Suppose I take 2 over 2, so it will just give me 1 as quotient and 0 as remainder. So this can be a value of remainder, but this can't be a value of remainder. So remainder has range this. Now let's understand why we use this in answer, and then we will come to why that 10 raised to 9 plus 7 is particular term. Okay, so I searched on Google that why there is answer modulo this in competitive programming platforms. So I got that in most of programming competitions the problem constraints are very large integers. So large integers, so to deal with them we have to solve them in allowed limited time. So what we'll do, so basically compilers want you to get them right answers and encode them so that they can be stored, processed and easy to deal with. So encoding them for a big range limit them to a certain extent is very easy with modulus. So now you got the idea why online compilers ask you to take answer modulo 10 raised to 9 plus 7, because it's easy to process for you as well as compiler. Also, if we store value more than its limit in a variable of a particular data type, then it start misbehaving, like it will not show any exception or error, but it will store a garbage value for limit exceed. So you won't even get the idea what's wrong with your solution. So make sure to consider data type every time. So I hope you get the idea that why we take answer mode to some value, so that we can limit the range and that limit can be stored inside a data type. Now coming to this, what's special with this? Basically it's to be take as a data that this is a great value that can store the largest integer data type. Okay, it ultimately means that it's acceptable to an integer. Okay, and that's the largest possible value. So why we do not take just this, why we add 7? So basically there are two things that we consider while taking the term. Okay, firstly it should cover a large range, so that's why 10 raised to 9 is here. But what about 7? Second thing is we want this term to be prime number should be taken. Now we use prime number for taking mod because they provide distinct or spaced results, that's all. Okay, now 10 raised to 9 is definitely not a prime number, 0 is here, so divisible by 2 and 5 and 10 also. 10 raised to 9 plus 1 is again not a prime number, possibly it's divisible by 23, I'm not sure, you may check. 10 raised to 9 plus 2 again even, 4 even, 6 even. 3 and 5 also have some factors. Now we understand that this is the first number after 10 raised to 9 that is prime, so we take this. So we can conclude that taking mod with this will give us a proper spaced answer with a big range for every integer that can give any limit, and we can store that in a proper data type without any misbehavior. Now we can say that a mod b is remainder after division. It has range this. We take this because it covers two special conditions, the range and prime number. Now we will discuss about property of mod function. So I made this graph like something and it shows about distributive property of modulus. Basically distributive property is good with addition, good with multiplication, a bit considerable with subtraction, and possibly the hardest with division. So let's understand all four now. Basically when you are supposed to store r into I, and I is now storing this inside an unsigned long integer r is not possible, the reason I told you before. So basically due to multiplicative property, instead of taking mod of final, I take mod of every term. So what I'll do, I'll take this mod m. M can be 10 raised to 9 plus 7 or any term that we are supposed to deal with. Now this won't let this to exceed the limit, and in this way we can store this into this without any misbehavior. If I would be storing this directly, then it would have overflow. So after overflow, it won't be storing any proper value but a garbage value, and dealing garbage mod m won't give us right answer. So we have to put this here only. Okay, so I understand that taking mod for this value is important. Now similarly for addition, subtraction, division, I am to deal with properties. So now you got the idea why properties are useful. So this is property of mod with addition. In multiplication. Now for subtraction I can't write this like this, because suppose this term is greater than this, but this term has mod smaller than mod of this term. Let's understand subtraction property here. Now take an example that a is 21 and b is 7 and m is 10. So this will be 21 minus 7, that's 14, more 10 will be 4. 14 more 10 is 4. 14 upon 10, remainder is 4. And now taking it here, 21 more 10 will give me 1. 7 more 10 will give me 7. And now the difference is minus 6. So whenever the second term is greater than first term in subtraction, so we add more to this to get the actual answer. Okay, we understand that adding more is significant when this term is negative. So what I'll do, so instead of writing this only, I'll store 10 result, and if result is negative, then add m to the result. Okay, so it will take the negative value and store the actual positive result here. Okay, so we got these three properties from distribution law of mode. Now actual player arrives. Division A over B mod m is not equal to A mod m over B mod m. Because this is not the case, so we have something different. So basically that's modulo multiplicative inverse. So suppose someone asks you what's the A over B mod m with distribution law. So what you will do, make sense? This is equivalent to this. Now we understand that we can use the property of multiplication here, but because b is an integer, so 1 over integer will be less than 1 in magnitude, and now we understand that we can't use it directly. Now because we can't use this 1 upon b directly, we will find MMI of b. So I can use MMI of b instead of 1 upon b to calculate the result. Let's take an example. Suppose I have 21 over 7 and I am to calculate this mod 10. Okay, it sounds stupid that why I'll calculate mod 10 to this when I know that it's 3 and it will be 3 only. So suppose I take the property and apply here the old style of property. So 21 mod 10, that's 1. 7 mod 10, that's 7. So it's not gonna work. So I'll take 21 mod 10 and multiply this to MMI of b mod 10, and then I'll get the right answer. So how will I calculate MMI b? Simply it's x such that bx mod m is equals to 1. That's all. If this equals to 1, then x is MMI of b. Simple. Let's deal with the example again. I have to calculate this mod 10. So calculating MMI of 7. 7x mod 10 is to be 1. Okay. So if I take 1, then 7 mod 10. No. 2. 7 into 2, 14. 14 mod 10. No. 7 into 3. 21 mod 10. Yes, it is 1. So 3 is actually MMI of B. So what I'll do, this way 21 mod 10 into 3 mod 10, that's 1 and that's 3. So 3 is my answer. So this is fourth property for division in modulus, and where MMIB is defined as x such that bx mod m is equals to 1. So take care of this, calculate MMI of B, solve it here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And now before ending the video, I want to tell you something like, if you have a question, find this mode 10. So distribution law won't work, because if I take this mode 10, it will be 0, and 0 multiplied to any number, even that's MMI of 2 mode 10, or any number, that will be 0. So whenever you have this term same as numerator, so it will give you 0, and 0 multiplied to anything will be 0. So it won't work in this case. Okay, apart of this, there is one more case. Suppose you have a number like this, and this mode 10 you have to calculate. So it's clear that it will be ultimately 81, and 81 mode 10 will be 1. So 1 is correct answer. But if I do it with MMI method, so 162 mode 10 will give me 2, and 2 multiplied to MMI of 2 mode 10. Okay, but the problem is MMI of 2 with 10 as modulus term do not exist. You can find many online MMI calculators. This term do not exist, so this method fails here. Okay, so always take care that the MMI distribution law do not work everywhere. There are some constraints, so you have to look for more principles, more theorems related to this. So if you want me to explore this topic more for you, let me know in the comments below. So I hope you understand why we use modulus, where we use modulus, what are properties of modulus, all this in this video. If you understand this, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more such videos. See you next time. Goodbye.